for somebody to go out there and speak of Islamic Relief as if he works for Islamic Relief and he's collecting donations for Islamic Relief, it's fraud. So the stuff that he's saying basically is very obvious that it's not our organization. And I can reach out to our lawyer.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new video for you because Moe Othman reached out to me, and honestly it just led to more lies. In the phone call you heard in the beginning of this video, we have reached out to IRUSA, the organization he's claiming to work with, and we are investigating because he's been using his subscribers to make money off of a cause that he's actually not participating to, or at least not being fully honest about. We're going to get into the water wells and much more, so get ready to pay close attention, grab a snack, and wash it down with some hot tea. If you haven't watched my last two videos, make sure you go watch them, because if you haven't, then this video might not make sense. Go click the link in the description below because this story is crazy. Before we get into the DMs with Moe, I do want to talk about two things. So one, the phone call that I mentioned in the beginning of this video will be fully played at the end of this video. We reached out to IRUSA. It is an organization that Moe is claiming to work with. He says he's building water wells using his Patreon money to donate to IRUSA. It's a complete mess. It's a total lie, and he's caught up in it, and there's no getting out now because the information has been sent to lawyers and there is a full-on investigation, so listen to that phone call at the end of this video. And secondly, before we get into the DMs, I do want to say that he has updated his Patreon to reflect different things now because he was caught initially. And we do have screenshots, and trust me, we provided the lawyer with the screenshots. Like, there's no getting out of this now, but he did go on his Patreon, and now his page is all about water. And instead of saying building water wells, he says funding water wells. So he's definitely trying to save his ass when it comes to this one. And if you have seen my first video, you would know that he says that you can engrave on the water wells, meaning that the water well being built in Africa or the Middle East can be engraved with either a quote or a name. That was something he posted on his website. He also posted it on Twitter, and now it is deleted off Patreon and deleted off of Twitter. So he's trying to save himself, but we've got screenshots and the legal team has them as well. One more thing before we get into the DM. So Moe sent out a message to all of his Patreon followers saying, "It's false information. I spoke to the boy who made the video already and he apologized." I just want to say, you'll see in my DMs, and you can just take my word from it because I'm not a liar. My whole channel is about exposing people and telling the truth, that I never apologized to him. I don't feel bad because I've not done anything bad. Like, he says he can sue me for defamation. You cannot sue me for that because I'm not talking crap about you. I'm literally presenting your posts that you've made, and then I'm letting these people know. These videos are a reflection of you, and that's why you're hurt. Now let's get into these DMs. So he sent me a picture of a confirmation saying your donation is confirmed. It has no date, no amount, or no name. But he sent me that and he said, "Stop believing in 12-year-olds, please and thank you." I do want to say the people I'm working with, there are multiple people. None of us are 12-year-olds. All of us are around the same age. We've got some 30-year-olds in the mix. There are grown-ass people who have donated to his fake funds and they're pissed off, so they're working with us. Also, T-Sleuth is a big channel and they're making a video on you right now, and after they make a video, it's gonna be the domino effect. Well, I replied back to him saying, "Keep telling yourself that." He replied, "Sigh, whatever. If you idiots keep spreading your bullshit, I'm going to take action. Have a good day." And then he sent me an email receipt found in the trash box saying that he had donated $150, which if he donated $150 to this place, like, it wouldn't really make sense because his Patreon has way more people than that. Like, he says later on that he lost half of his Patreon members because of me, when actually I looked at the post screenshots from before and after, he lost 3 people from my video. So he just continues to lie. But anyways, this can be a screenshot pulled up anywhere. Just like this one, you can see he says he paid $250 to the Islamic Relief. You can see there's a Virginia phone number included, which is not his number because he lives in Staten Island, New York. He had the balls to tell me he hopes I see the light. So I sent him a link to the picture of his screenshot of the $250 because this is an image that has been used before. You can find these images by reverse searching publishing them. So if he wasn't a liar, he wouldn't have to go and hunt down these photos that he uses the same 3 all the time, because he doesn't actually donate to these people. And if he is donating to them, he's donating a very small amount because he's just trying to save his ass. He's got way more money coming in on his Patreon than $150, $250. He's got memberships that are $50 a month on there, 25, 10, 5. Like, there's a lot of money made out of there. When he tries to say $1, 150 people going right to the organization, that's not true, Mo. You are lying. I was a savage and said, I hope you go to prison. Thanks for giving me more content for my next video. He said, you really need a life, and honestly, I guess so, but we're in quarantine right now. I said, I wonder how long you spent looking for that picture, you weirdo. There's no indication he actually paid it. He said, like you said, you're on the wrong side. And I said, since you've been sending all of this money to IRUSA, can you finally pay Kai? If you didn't watch my second video, I brought up this graphic designer named Kai, and he uses Kai's design on his merch to sell his merch to people, and he never actually paid Kai for the design, even though they talked about paying Kai. Well, I'm happy to report that he did pay Kai $100, so my video did do something, some good, I guess. So he paid Kai the $100. Should have been more, yes, but like, is my job done? I guess. Then he speaks a little bit about Kai. I'm not gonna get into it. And then he goes on to say, P.S. the FBI and CIA actually do come to my house, LMAO. No, really, if you knew my real name, you could actually search this. Predictions that come true don't sit well with government agents. So I said, wait, your name isn't Moe Othman, which his name is Moe Othman. I'm sorry, if you guys don't believe that, then I don't know what else to tell you. He literally made his email mohamedothman93@gmail.com. I looked at him on reverse search. He's got a sister named Cherry. I found his dad's phone number. Like, we paid money to these search engine things so that we can see this information. Like, there's a lot of people invested in this. So if you just want to believe his name is not Moe Othman, then congratulations, but you are an idiot. He said it's complicated. That name is more of a state-given name. I'm Middle Eastern and they needed to give me a real quick Arab name. Also, Moe Othman sounds a lot like Mothman, doesn't it? Why are you trying to make yourself seem special? There's a rabbit hole with my identity, but it's not malicious at all. There's no rabbit hole with your identity. Your Gmail is literally Mohamed Othman at 93. Like, it can't get even more obvious. I've talked to people that he went to high school with. Like, if you guys want to believe him, congratulations. You can click out this video, leave me a nice comment, say something about my hair, I guess. But there is no rabbit hole around his name. He's trying to create a rabbit hole around his name because he goes on Reddit and he talks about himself, calling himself Valerian, saying that I am Valerian and Mo is the most amazing predictor person in the entire world. Like, he's so bogus, bro. Like, anyone can guess the future, and half the time he has to go back and edit or delete his predictions because they don't come true. I already knew this one, but he said he did not watch my video. Pretty much he said he lost half of his Patreon donors, which is crazy because that actually didn't happen. Like, we have pictures of his Patreon every single day so we can track these things. This is an operation and I'm just the spokesperson, and there's going to be some more of us coming out because more T channels and YouTubers are joining our group and speaking up on Mo. I told him my video flopped, and it did, period. Plus, I don't have any like subscribers really. I'm a very, very small page. I do this for a hobby, and he said he lost all these Patreon donors, blah, blah, blah. He said your video was used as a weapon to mass send to my followers on social media through DMs. I don't know what he means for that. I guess maybe our group was sending out my video, which, whatever, they're trying to spread the word. Literally, I joined this group way late on. I don't know who Mo is. I never watched any of his videos, like, unless I've been editing and doing this stuff. Like, I'm not a fan. Trust me, I love conspiracy theorists and I'm all about the Illuminati and everything, but this guy is just trying to package it up, put a bow on it, and sell you guys these videos and this misconception just so he can keep on making money. And then when he wasn't making money, he made a Patreon, said he was broke, said that YouTube's no longer paying him, and then no one was giving him money on Patreon because why are we gonna give you money? But then no, he said, water wells, I'm gonna build water wells, and then he started profiting the money. So that's a summary right there that you didn't need, but maybe some of you did. Ooh, I did want to mention, if this drama continues and it keeps getting linked back to your videos, I'll have to contact YouTube and take action for slandering. I do work with YouTube Legal. I work very closely with them because of Young Sweet Bro. If you guys haven't seen my videos on that, I've had to work with YouTube Legal for a very long time. I work with a guy named Adam, and I worked with him on this video. I'm working with him on every single video, especially with the ones on Moe. So don't worry about me, guys, because Moe can't do anything to my channel, no matter how much he threatens that he can. And just to be transparent, I sent these screenshots to him of Kai's message because Kai wanted to reply to what Moe said about him. And then he said that Kai started the drama. He said he blocked him and he's not going to continue this. Then he went out and sent the message saying that I apologized to him, which is crazy. And I tagged him in my story saying pathological liar, and he blocked me. So now I am blocked, and honestly, do I mind? Am I hurt? No, because I don't care about this guy. I really don't care. Maybe this is my last video. Hopefully, I'm just so done talking about his ugly ass. Like, I just don't like him. I don't like his videos. His fans are mean. Like, some of y'all are the meanest of the mean. They came on my videos. I'm like, brainwashing. Like, you guys act like you guys have had MK Ultra gun because you are on one right now. And I'm not trying to talk shit about like a huge group of people, even though supposedly he buys his subscribers. I'm just saying there's a select few that just can't see through the little bit of BS. Like, at least understand that some of his predictions are bogus and he should have picked Kai. And you can at least admit that this water wells thing is sketchy. I don't know. I'm about to play the phone call for you guys because it is intense what we're going through, and I've been keeping up with the emails. There is a lot of movement going on. I'm gonna bleep out some personal information, and then I'm not gonna show you guys the emails because we don't need to get into that. Like, it's just between the lawyer and everyone, etc. But listen to this phone call, hear how the woman reacts to this, understand what this means to this organization. Like, what does it mean for this influencer to go out and use their name and claim to donate to them when they really aren't? And it's very destructive. So I'm gonna play this phone call. It might be long, it might be short. I don't know how much I want to cut. Just cut to it.
Hello.
Hello, hi, good afternoon. My name.
Hi, are you from IRUSA?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I contacted your company to discuss and bring your attention to a concern that quite a few people have with someone using your charity to gather funds that are not going to you.
Whoa, okay.
And it's quite a hefty amount of funds if what he says are correct.
Okay, so is it somebody, is it just some random person that is saying that they're representing Islamic Relief USA and
yeah, so
and collecting funds?
Yes, ma'am. So they are a YouTuber.
Okay.
And they are making a lot of claims about your fund. Now, I called to inquire on this before, just to ask some questions and kind of see where we should go from there. And we did report them to Patreon because that's where they're gathering the funds. But he's stating that he works with you guys, and has been doing so since, I believe, January of 2018. His name he goes by Moe Othman. I can provide his email to you if you'd like. That's probably going to be the best way for you to search him.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
It's Mohammed. It's spelled with A-D at the end.
A-D, so it's M-O-H-A-M-M-A-D.
Yes, ma'am. And then dot Othman at gmail.com. So where do I start? He began saying in early 2018, like I said, in January, that he has created a Patreon and YouTube is not monetizing him, which that's just something else that's untrue. But if they want to support him, they can do so there, and that all of the proceeds that he gets are going to your foundation or your charity.
The name doesn't even sound familiar. Is he saying he's an employee here, or is he just like helping to collect funds?
He's saying that he's just helping you, but he says things pretty frequently like, I'm focusing on Africa and the Middle East right now, or I'm working on April 7th, he had said, I'm working on my second well for the month, water well. Now his thing is all about water wells. So when I called to speak with you guys said that's not even really big focus of your charity with water sanitization. Is that correct?
Yeah, like we have water wells. They're big, but a lot of people, like, they're not like, unless people come and ask. But it's not like, hey, you know what, we're pushing for water wells, or we're going to do an event for specifically a water well. because there's so many other things out there that need help. But a lot of people are like, okay, you know, we'll help out with water well, but it's not like, so you're saying his focus is water well. He keeps talking about water well.
Right. And when I did some research on your website, when it was talking, or in the portion where it speaks of water sanitization, it said that, you know, water wells aren't a main focus because they're quite costly, and, you know, there's issues like droughts and things like that.
Right.
He also claims, I'm just going to read you what he has on his Patreon. He says, I'm using the money to build water wells in poor villages where people really need it. Right now I'm focusing on Africa and some parts of the Middle East. If you have any locations you would like to recommend, feel free to let me know. These water wells last about 20 to 30 years and take a few months to build. Luckily, they aren't too expensive because labor and materials aren't too expensive in that type of location that these wells are being built in. I'll be posting videos and photos of the wells once they're done. I can also have your names engraved on the wells if you'd like, or we can put
that.
Yeah, that's something I also found out.
That's a given. We don't do that.
Yeah, so like I said, on April 7th, he said that he's working on his second well for the month. And he said at one point that water wells cost $1,500 each to build, and then he said they cost $4,000 to build. And then, like I said, he said they take, in one spot, said, oh, these take a couple months. And then April 7th, he said he's working on his second well for the month of April. And then about 5 days ago, he told all of his audience, which he has a pretty substantial following. It's about 200,000 people. And that's just on YouTube. So he told them they're not building water wells, meaning your charity, this month because of COVID, which I'm like, that doesn't people don't cease to need assistance with water because of COVID. So there's just been a lot of claims there. Hold on, let me.
So how did he come about? Like, I'm going to take a step back. So
I'm not a company or anything like that. I just used to watch his YouTube videos until I started to realize that and I've even donated to his Patreon, but I started noticing things that just weren't adding up. And I've noticed too that other people are starting to question the water wells. And then when they message him, like when they comment on his Twitter, he hides their comment and blocks them. Like he won't answer anybody's questions about it.
And then the red flags start going up, and then you start doing research and stuff
and I'm like, this is a charity we're talking about here, where people actually need help, and he's gathering funds. And
we don't know where these funds are going.
No, and we looked, so he has other tiers. He has multiple tiers on there. His lowest one starts at $1, and his highest one is $100. And what we noticed is you can't view, and that's for Bitcoin, mind you. That's a whole separate issue. He's saying that he can tell you when to invest in Bitcoin because he can predict the future. Like it's a huge issue. So anyways, you can't view that Bitcoin tier on Patreon unless you are pledged, meaning you've paid for it. There are 14 people that liked the post, so we can assume there's at least 14 people in there at $100 per person. And this has been going on since January 2018. So I don't know. I contacted Patreon.
This guy's been going on. This guy started all of this January 2018.
Yes.
Goodness gracious.
And actually, before that, I don't know if you know what a Discord server is, but he posted it on the Discord server, I think it was 2016. Yeah. So as far as we can trace it back, it goes back to 2016 that he says that he's been donating funds to you from crowdsourcing, from people that donate to him. So anyways, as far as I can show you, like you could look up his Twitter profile and find evidence there. It traces back to January 2018.
So, I've never heard of this guy before, and I've worked in this organization for 7 years. And it's
Wow.
just mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing just to hear this. And I want to thank you, first of all, for reaching out because,
Of course.
for just randomly reaching out, because some people wouldn't even bother. They're like, I donated, it's done, whatever it is, what it is. But just to reach
Right.
out and for somebody to go out there and speak of Islamic Relief as if he works for Islamic Relief and he's collecting donations for Islamic Relief. It's fraud at the end, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely fraud.
Yeah. So, and the reason why, thank you very much. It really means a lot that you actually made the effort of reaching out. My thing is, I was wondering if there's any way you can document this for me, if it's not a problem, and then I can reach out to our lawyer, and then maybe she can, try to figure this out and put pieces together and try to figure this out, because it's not right that he's going out and talking on behalf of Islamic Relief and saying, hey, I'm collecting this money, because it's a reputation at the end, right?
Exactly.
And that you made the effort to actually check us out and find out who we were about.
I've donated to try and help. I have donated myself to him in the expectation that it was going to you guys to help you. So when I started researching this, it like blew my mind, because I was like, this is a lot of money, and a lot of people, if he's like preying on people's good deeds and their good hearts and trying, especially right now. So when I told you, when I had told you that he said that you're no longer doing water wells this month, he switched his topic, saying, so since we can't do water wells, what do you guys want to donate to this month? I was thinking we could feed the orphans who need food. So now he's saying, hey, just donate anything you can. It's going to feeding the orphans. Like, it's really sick. So
that's just crazy. And then when he says feeding the orphans, we have an orphan sponsorship, but it's the one-to-one. So if you call in and you say, I want to sponsor an orphan, you have that connection with that one orphan.
Really?
So it's not like you're in a feeding this orphan program. You actually have an orphan that you're feeding.
Wow.
So it's just like, and
that just gave me chills. That's really sad.
Yeah. So when he says that, what is he referring to? We don't have a pool of orphans swimming and you're just throwing money in. You have a one-to-one relationship. We have a one-to-one sponsorship. So you pick the country you want, you pay for that orphan monthly, and that's how you're feeding that orphan. That's how you're educating that orphan. That's how you're improving his lifestyle. It's not money getting dumped into this pool of orphans.
Right.
That's not how we function. And we give you a donor report, a bio report, so you basically know the gender, the age of the orphan, the education level,
oh my gosh.
The family history. So you get all that. So there's an attachment. So for somebody to say, hey, you know what, feed the orphan, it doesn't work that way. You're feeding it with whatever amount that you give for that month, which is a fixed amount. You'll be doing a lot for that orphan, which you'll get reports on. So the stuff that he's saying basically is very obvious that it's not our organization. I appreciate the fact that you took the initial step to actually
I would like to assume
website.
that anybody would do that if they suspected some kind of activity like that. But I'd also like to let you know, because this is happening.
So so I need a favor from you. So so my name is and I actually manage the call center.
Okay.
So there's an 800 number on our website and our brochures and stuff. So if you ever call and you have concerns or anything, you just call our call center. So I manage them, but I have team leads there that are amazing. And I also manage the orphans department. So when you said feed the orphans, I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't sound like a program at all. So I manage a team of 15, and they're split half to orphans. The other actually does a live call center. So if there's any issues in the future, you can always call our call center. This is my direct work line. You can always call me too as well. You'll know the difference between this person you're saying that you donated to that claims he's from Islamic Relief versus our organization as a whole.
Okay.
So the only thing I need, so then we can, get the word out too, because it's a reputation too at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is if you can somehow email me.
Absolutely.
And then I can address it to our lawyer and kind of, kind of see what her 2 cents and be like, this is what's going on. I think our reputation's on the line, our company's reputation's on the line, and kind of take it from there.
Okay. All right. Let me grab your email. I've got pen and paper right here.
It really does make me happy.
Okay.
And the minute I heard your message, I was like, this seems serious. I'm going to call back. It was, sorry, I got caught up. I was in these meetings, and then I saw this filtered into my email.
Oh no,
there's a voicemail, so I checked it. So thank you very much.
Yeah,
I do appreciate it.
you're very welcome, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. I'll get started on this email.
Thank you. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too. Bye.
I hope that phone call showed you guys that we're trying to take this seriously, and it's really not about me or clout or drama. I'm not trying to do this because I enjoy it. Actually, these videos give me a lot more anxiety. I'd much rather if you could just go watch my Tyra Banks video I just made, because this is stressing me out. But I feel like I need to do it because this is not just for me. This is for the charity. This is for the kids that are claiming to get water wells when they're really getting irrigation systems, and he's just pocketing the money to get his hair tattooed on and to buy big TVs and fancy VR stuff. Like, can't relate. I just can't relate to being such a liar, like pathological liar. And if you don't like this video, that's okay. Move on with your life. I just don't want you to fall for a scam. Like, there's these people on Patreon sending him money that he maybe is paying to the, like, relief. He got the screenshot somehow, but it's not transparent. If he was trying to be transparent, he would show the receipt, say how much, show the date. He would be like, yo, guys, we just sent $250 this month. Like, let's get 5 more people on the $1 plan, and let's send $255 next month. Like, if I was doing something like this, I would do that. And honestly, I've thought about it. Like, should I make a Patreon for this actual page and like try to tell people, like, if you want to actually donate to IRUSA, like, I will go and donate for you and provide you clear proof of everything. But it's just like, there's no point. You can go donate to them on their website if you want to. If you want to donate to this fraud, then you might as well just go Venmo him or something, because he's just stealing your money. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I know Mo didn't watch, but I hope you enjoyed it too, baby. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.